In early October 2025, South Asia once again found itself at the heart of a geopolitical storm. Reports emerged that Pakistan had conducted airstrikes deep inside Afghan territories, a move that immediately drew global attention and stirred fear of the wider regional confrontation. Welcome to Closed Letter Analysis. Today we discuss Pakistan's airstrike on Afghanistan and its geopolitical impact of bird. According to multiple news outlets like Al Jazeera, the strikes targeted suspected Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan (TTP) positions in the province like Kosto, Patika, and even the outskirts of Kabul. Within hours, videos of explosions circulated on Afghan social media. The Taliban government in Kabul accused Pakistan of violating its sovereignty and integrity, summoning the Pakistan ambassador and warning of serious consequences. Islamabad neither fully confirmed and not deny the operation but stated Pakistan reserved the right to defend itself against cross-border terrorism. To understand the incident, we need to go back to the complex and deeply rooted tensions that has long existing between Pakistan and Afghanistan. Their relationship has been defined by the mistrust even since the drawing of the Durand Line in 1893, a colonial border that Afghanistan never formally recognized. For decades, Pakistan has accused Afghanistan of harboring militant, while Afghanistan has blamed Pakistan for meddling its internal affairs and supporting groups like the Taliban. The two countries share not only a porous border but also overlapping network of tribes, ethnic groups and armed fractions that often operate beyond the state control. At the center of this news crisis stands the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, the TTP militant organization that shares ideological roots with Afghan Taliban, but fights to overthrow the Pakistan state after the Taliban regained power in the Kabul in late 2021. Pakistan initially hoped the new Afghan rulers would help contain the TTP. However, opposite happened. The TTP found breathing space inside Afghan territory, regrouped and intensified attack on Afghanistan's Pakistani security forces, especially in the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa region. The result has been mounting frustrations in Islamabad. Over the past years, Pakistan has carried out limited cross-border strikes to signal that it will not tolerate any insecurity for militants across the frontier. In late October 2025, airstrike appeared to be part of this ongoing pattern, a blend of coercion, messaging and deterrence. According to initial intelligence leak, the target of strike were TTP commanders believed to respond for the recent wave of attacks inside Pakistan, including one that killed dozens of soldiers near the North Byzantine border. Pakistan's military planner reportedly used precision mountains and drones aiming to minimize collateral damage. Yet, reports from Afghan sources suggested civilian casualties and destruction of properties, sparking outrage among ordinary Afghans. Taliban spokesman immediately condemned the action, calling it brutal violation of Afghanistan's sovereignty and integrity, and warning that any further aggression would be met with a decisive response. This verbal escalation was followed by several days of heavy clashes along the border near the Spine Boldak and Torkham crossings. From Islamabad perspective, if we talk about these airstrikes were not just about hitting TTP militants, they were calculated signal to multiple audiences. Domestically, the Pakistan's government and military stabilized wanted to show their population that they are not sitting idle while terrorism spread. The attacks were meant to reassure citizens that state still hold control and will act decisively against any threat. Internationally, the strikes were designated to send a message to the Taliban regime. Pakistan's patience is not unlimited. Its Kabul can't or will not reign in the TTP. Islamabad will take matters into its own hands. However, this strategy carries serious risk. Afghanistan's Taliban government, already isolated internationally and struggling with economic collapse, can't afford to appear weak. Any perception that it's allow Pakistan to bomb its territory without resistance could damage its credibility among its own fighters and supporters. On the other hand, if we talk about Taliban retaliates military, it could trigger a cycle of the escalation neither side can control. For now, Kabul response has been mostly diplomatic, condemning the strikes, mobilizing border troops and reaching out to regional powers like Iran and China for support. But tensions remain high and potential for escalation looms large. Recently, Taliban's interim foreign minister visited to India and re-stabilize the diplomatic relation with Indian government. The situation is further complicated by the internal dynamics within Afghanistan. The Taliban government forces to challenge of balancing various frictions, some pragmatic and open to dialogue with Pakistan and other more hardline, especially those sympathetic to the TTP cause its the leadership crack down too harshly of TTP elements. Its risk alerting to its own base, but if it shelters them, it risks continue Pakistan's aggregation. This delicate balancing act to its central to understanding why the Taliban reaction has been questioned but angry. Meanwhile, in Pakistan, the political stability is under immense pressure. If you know about Pakistan's situation of economic and geopolitical stability, this is a highly and most big stage. The country faces economic hardship, political instability, and increasingly frustrated populations dealing with inflation and insecurity. By striking across the border, the government might be trying to project strength and unity. A show of backfire, entrenching hostility with Afghanistan and worsening regional stability. Pakistan's military dual challenge is to eliminate threats while avoiding a full-scale war that could drain resources and further isolate the country diplomatically. Beyond the bilateral dimensions, this crisis has been significant regional implications. India, always alert to diplomats on its western frontier, is watching closely because India wants a stable relationship with Afghanistan. Because India counterattacked Pakistan's false diplomacy and supported terrorism. Any weakening of Pakistan's control or an extended conflict with Afghanistan could shift the strategic balance in India's favor. New Delhi may be seen the opportunity to deepen quiet engagement with Kabul, building economics and humanitarian ties that counter Pakistan's influence. At the same time, China-Pakistan all-weather ally faces its own dilemma. Beijing has invested heavily on the Chinese-Pakistan Economic Corridor (CPEC) and wants stability in the region. But increased tension between Pakistan and Afghanistan threatens its investment and the security of its personnel. China has urged both sides to show restraint and offered to mediate, though its influence over the Taliban remain limited. Iran shares a long border with Afghanistan and historically wary of Pakistan's Sunni military network has also condemned the strikes. Tehran's concern is not just only about regional sovereignty but also about the ripple effect on its Shia population in western Afghanistan. Shia population. Russia and Central Asia states too are watching nervously as the instability could fuel refugee flows and cross-border extremism spreading northward. If we talk about the perspective of the United States and Western power, the situation presents both an opportunity and a challenge. Washington no longer maintains a direct military presence in Afghanistan, but it remains deeply concerned about the terrorism re-emerging from region. Some analytic experts suggest that the US may quietly support Pakistan for this operation if they genuinely target TTP and ISIK, frictions that threaten regional stability. However, any civilian casualties or the escalation would put Pakistan and Washington in the difficult position, especially as it tries to maintain humanitarian aid flows to Afghanistan. Economically, the consequences of these confrontations are already visible. Trade routes through the Torkam Chaman has been disruption, leading to shortage of essential goods in both countries. Truck convoy have been halted and small traders are suffering losses. Border market as a lifeline of many families have been shut down. If tensions persist, the fragile regional economy could take a severe hit. This condition boasts for families and innocent people. This condition rises up poverty and fueling resentment. In the longer terms, experts see three possible scenarios. The first and most optimistic is a negotiation de-escalation where both Islamabad and Kabul reach a mutual understanding on border security and intelligence sharing. This would require trust which is currently in the short supply. The second and the perhaps more likely is a frozen conflict, a tense but managed hostility that where both sides continue to exchange sprouting fire and stop short of open war. The third and most dangerous scenario is downward spiral, a series of tight tit-for-tat attack that could draw other regional players and destabilize the entire region. What is your opinion? What makes this situation particularly volatile is that both government, Pakistan and Taliban, are fighting battles for legitimacy. For Pakistan, the legitimacy questions revolve around its ability to control terrorism and maintain internal stability. For if we talk about the Taliban, the legitimacy is about defending Afghan sovereignty and showing strength against foreign aggression. Each side is therefore locked in the political and psychological contest as much as a military one. This incident also highlights a broader pattern in the South Asian geopolitics. The use of limited military actions as a tool of signaling rather than all-out war. Pakistan's airstrike, much like India's Balakot operation in 2019, are intended to send a message rather than start a fully conflict, because a fully war always give wake fire to started own country. Are intended to send a message. The calibrated strike often have unpredictable outcomes. On misstep, one civilian tragedy or one militant counterattack could push both sides into deep and open confrontations. As we move forward, the key question arises whether diplomacy can catch up with military reluctance. Both Islamabad and Kabul need dialogues channels, possibly with Mediterranean from regional partners such as China, Qatar, or even the Organization of Islamic Operations. The international community too must pay attention not just to immediate violence but the underlying causes that keep fueling it: poverty, extremism, and political isolation. In conclusion, the Pakistan's air strike on Afghanistan are not just another border incident. They represent a new phase in the post-2021 South Asia power struggle. It's a reminder that collapse of one government and the rise of another do not automatically bring peace. They are merely reset the chessboard. The Taliban's Afghanistan and Pakistan's security-obsessed state are now engaged in the dangerous dance of deterrence, each trying to appear strong while avoiding disaster. The word most and must watch closely, but also wisely. For every missile that falls, dozens of families lose hopes and thousands of people lose their faith in peace. The geopolitical of this region are not written only in treaties and strategies. They were written in the fear and hope of millions who lived along the uncertain border. As this story continues to unfold, one truth remains. In South Asia, the line between defense and provocation is dearer than ever. What is your opinion? Comment in comment box and like video and subscribe. Closed letter analysis. Bye.